Rise and shine on Australia's Vision Christian Radio.
It's your Tuesday podcast, and you're going to hear something that I'm still thinking about. I've slaved hot over the hot stove. Slaved all night long. Not really.
Dear. No, not at all. It's these continual AI-generated theme songs.
I'm holding myself back.
Popping out all over the show. Every second, hey, there's another one, or another one, or another one. It's because for someone who hated AI...
I still do.
All of a sudden, it's quite convenient to ask AI to do anything for you.
Including come up with a 70s TV and show-inspired spin it or pin it theme.
It's very long.
It's a bit too long. But there's something about it that I really, really dig. And you'll hear today.
It's a bit tragic.
You'll hear it today. I love the harmony. I cannot believe this is all robots.
It is a mate. Like you think, and how long did it take it to make it?
I'm not joking. About 60 seconds.
It's incredibly fast.
Yeah. And I'll play it in full at the end of the podcast today. You're going to hear it in full because you'll hear today.
It's been binned.
It's been binned. It hasn't been spun. It hasn't been pinned. It's been binned for today.
And not even like go back and try again.
No,
we don't want one.
Yeah,
that had to be. That's like not even.
I've got to find an AI.
I think you can do a better version
that can give me a 2-second.
Why did you put that in?
There.
Because it's all about prompts with AI.
Yeah.
Did you say I want it?
I know. I might need to
10
do
10 seconds or 15 seconds. Did you give it a time?
I might have to try that. We might have to do.
Narrow your prompt down.
Back
or
to the drawing board.
Now say I like that, but now I need a 10-second version.
Well,
of that.
We'll see how we go. Or we could send it over to Lachlan over in WA, and he might be able to come up with one.
He's going to start editing and singing.
Well, no. He's doing the sing. He's literally going into the studio today or tomorrow. I think tomorrow to redo our text number in a studio, and he said, "Listen, give me some other ideas because I wouldn't mind coming up with a couple other."
Really?
Yeah.
Oh well, then that sounds. You can't bin it then.
Yeah.
Because if Lachlan comes up with it, then it's definitely for keepers.
We'll see what he comes up with. We'll put it to him and see what he can do. We'll just say whatever it is, it's got to be short, 10 seconds max. That's it.
Now it's like a new game. Beat the AI.
Lachlan versus the robots there. I can see the Terminator coming down one side and there's Lachlan.
I'm definitely going for you, Lachlan.
Yeah, go. It's a fun show today. Really, really special one for me personally, behind the scenes here. One of my very best friends for a very long time is a guy by the name of Matthew Pete in Sydney. He's part of the graffiti world. I grew up at a certain point, loving hip-hop and rap. I love all sorts of music. And I found a Australian rap group. Now, Australian rap blew my mind back in the 80s. And then one of the leaders in the late 80s of the Australian rap scene, as it was just emerging, was this group in Sydney called Brethren. And straight away when I heard Brethren...
It doesn't sound very rappy.
Yeah, it doesn't sound very rappy, but, there was these two guys doing a group in the late 80s, and I listened to the lyrics and I was like, oh, my goodness, I think they're Christian. And I found them in these little zines. This is me growing up on the Gold Coast in Brisbane. In the late 80s, there was no internet. There was these zines that you would find in these underground hip-hop stores, and I found a zine where they wrote an article about Christian hip-hop. Wow. I then met them at a Christian festival, and all these years, many, many years later, that was like, in the very early 90s, we became, close friends. Matt sung at my wedding. I was there.
Did he hip-hop it?
No, he is a brilliant soul singer in his own right. Wow. So no, he sang a beautiful song, and I was there. I photographed his wedding, and we've been there for each other. So lovely to have him on here. You're going to hear him, Matthew Pete. He goes by the name Mystery, Mistery, Mystery. If you search him up there, he's a legendary, world-renowned graffiti artist and an ordained pastor, minister. All-round great guy. So to have him on to talk about this project, Blessed Piecemakers, and that's piece as in a masterpiece, what graffiti artists calls, their pieces that they do. They call them a masterpiece, piece for short. So Blessed Piecemakers, it's a massive worldwide movement that's coming up this weekend. You'll hear all about it. We'll put the links up, around it. So lovely to have him on the show. Someone I think I'd like to have a bit more on the show.
Well, he was very good to talk to in a completely different world to what I'm familiar with. But like we were saying, it's actually quite good to see Christians in different spheres of influence.
Yeah.
And so it's interesting to see, because they're going to reach people that I will never have an opportunity probably to reach, or that, they might not be drawn to have a chat with.
Yeah.
So it's wonderful to see people doing different
and again, just one more thing behind the scenes, because there's so much to say around this, and I'm passionate about this world. I'm passionate about reaching these young people who aren't, sort of get left behind by a lot of different Christian movements. I'll be out there, and I can't paint. I've tried, painting with him.
Have you?
Oh, I'm hopeless.
Like
I've got no can control. He's
can
about. I can do fill-ins for him. I can do the whitewashing. I can do all this stuff. So we'll be out there. We've been all around the world around Australia together doing. I'm helping him set up a piece, or I'm taking photographs or videos, or just hanging out. And you'll get young kids coming up, and you can see that they are in a bad way. And the conversations that that God allows Matt to have with these young people, and they'll ask, and he'll go deep pretty quickly, and they just open up to him in a way that we will probably never get the chance.
Yeah, that's the precious piece.
And he's able to point them towards local churches. He's able to, contact with him. Just a beautiful, beautiful soul. So really, really touched to have him on with this project. Him and Joel, get behind it. If it's something that you're not interested in, that's totally cool. But just keep them in your prayers as they go out there and try to minister the gospel wherever God's called them to. Well, that's enough from me. That's a bit of a long intro today. Let's get into the show today.
The show will be shorter than the intro.
Exactly. It's a whole new podcast coming up here. We'll see you over on the Rise and Shine Facebook page. Thanks for listening.
Across Australia, this is Rise and Shine with Phil and DJ on Vision.
And we're counting down. Could I be correct in thinking that Visionathon starts 1 week today?
This time on Tuesday next week, ba-boom, the fireworks go off. Yeah, the horns going off.
I'm going to get that bell.
Yeah,
I wonder if they hide it the rest of the year.
They do. They put the bell far away from Kuyava. That's what they do for the rest of the year. We will have Visionathon May 2024.
You got your T-shirt ready, DJ?
Oh, my goodness. Can I tell you, the T-shirt, for a fat fella like me, it's a little bit tight. Not, we'll just see how we go.
We might just wear a blue shirt.
Yeah, we'll see how we go with the blue T-shirt.
But very exciting, and I love the theme, love in action.
Yeah.
That idea that's what we're all about, isn't it, really? Showing God's love to communities far and wide across this great country of ours.
And hopefully by now, if you haven't got it yesterday, you'll probably get it today or tomorrow. In the post, you'll have all the Vision family will be getting a mail out telling people more information about it with a cool fridge magnet.
I haven't got that.
We haven't got. Okay, love in action.
I'm looking forward to going home now.
A little Visionathon fridge magnet you can pop up there. I think it looks really cool.
Very exciting.
Designed by our team member of the moment, Shane, who popped in, our graphic designer.
Well, he's very talented.
Nice job. Good fridge magnet. I like it.
Do you reckon, DJ, we could try and talk our wonderful CEO, Phil and Edwards, into coming in one day, maybe soon?
Well,
have a chat about it.
I've got a massive question for Phil that I want to throw to him. If we can get him in tomorrow or sometime.
That's your goal.
Is to get him in, because my question is, what is the goal?
Oh,
I'm hearing from different departments different things, and I'm like,
exciting.
hang on, what is it? What are we actually going here for?
Excellent.
So I want to hear from Phil himself what the goal is, what we're going for Visionathon, and get those great stories, those great testimonies.
Well, that's the best bit, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just the stories of faith, the stories of God coming through for people all over Australia.
And we started that yesterday, and we're overwhelmed with calls. So please, if you've got one that you want to share, call in today.
Yeah,
and we would love to continue to collect. This week, let's do that. Collect all those stories of how long you've been listening to, where you listen to Vision, and how it's impacted your world.
We love your stories. And somebody else we love is Tony Davenport from the newsroom. He's going to pop down and grace us with his presence in just a moment here on Rise and Shine.
I've heard of all-day breakfast on the menu, but here's a brekky show available 24/7. Thanks for streaming the Rise and Shine Daily Podcast.
You're on Rise and Shine with Fel and DJ, and I'm excited because it's a Tuesday. So that means we've got Tony. He's come running down from the newsroom, nice and early in the morning. Good morning, Tony.
Good morning, Phil.
This is great.
We actually usually I'd send you a text and say we need you down here. This morning we had our own personal butler. run up and get you. It was.
I don't know if you want to take that on board full time. But we had Robbo had popped in to say good morning.
Yes.
And we said, would you mind just grabbing Tony for us?
And he was happy to do it. So it felt very special getting you down here with a personal invitation.
I'm very honoured that Robbo did it because it was Robbo that got me the job here.
Really?
He didn't appoint me, but he helped me.
Really?
Open the doors.
So did you know Robbo before you started at Vision?
Yes, we were at the same church together for a while.
And did he find out then about your news history and say, hey, actually...
Yes. I just left another job and thought I'd be able to live on the pension and then suddenly realised that, no, I couldn't. And I said, I'm going to have to find another job. And Robbo said, look, I'll put in a word for you.
Oh.
And here you are.
How long ago was that, Tony?
That was about nearly 3 years ago.
Okay.
Fantastic.
And did you know about Vision before that?
Not really, I must confess.
No, you're allowed to. You're allowed to.
It's been 3 years of Vision. And what have you learned or what have you liked about Vision since then?
I've learnt that Vision has huge potential because there's nothing like Vision in spreading the gospel, just getting the good Christian message, good Christian songs, and good Christian testimonies. The testimonies we have on Vision are just amazing. Like at the weekend, I'm driving around and I listen to Real Faith or the story on weekdays. They are really great.
And obviously the
Christian testimonies.
The best bits of Rise and Shine on
you forgot
Saturday
to mention,
mornings.
Forgot to mention that one there, but other than that, no, it's really good. Really good there. Now talking about hearing, what I love about what you do and what you bring to Vision is looking for those Christian news stories that maybe slip under the radar, the reindeers of the mainstream radio. There's one story coming out of Scotland that I'm particularly interested. What's happening over there?
Yes, they've appointed a Christian First Minister and a Christian Deputy First Minister.
Wow.
Which is really quite a turnaround, although Scotland has got quite interesting politics because the Scottish National Party, really keen for an independent Scotland, is the biggest party, but it still doesn't have quite an outright majority.
Yeah.
And it's also divided between Conservatives and very left-wing.
Very left-wing happening stuff over there. Yeah.
And what they've done, they had a Muslim leader before, and he proved to be not very good, and he resigned. And so they have now turned around and put a Christian First Minister whose name is John Swinney.
Yes.
He says he's a man of deep Christian faith.
Wow.
And he's a Presbyterian, belongs to the Church of Scotland, and his deputy is Kate Forbes, who just missed out on getting the leadership.
Now, she's making waves because she's, A, she's a female, B, she's young, she's in her 30s, but also, C, the thing that we get very excited about, she is very outspoken about traditional Christian biblical values in politics, which is really not heard of these days.
Yes, and it probably cost her the leadership because she was a bit outspoken, but she's only outspoken from a personal point of view.
Right.
She does not let that Christianity sort of overtake her political views.
Okay.
Because sometimes you've got to be practical in politics, and we have many.
Well, you're representing.
Yes,
aren't
and
you?
we have Christians in our own governments.
Yes.
But sometimes you don't even know that they are Christians.
Okay.
But they have to toe the party line, and to do that, you have to sometimes just be silent on your Christian values from a political point of view.
Yeah.
What you say personally, you can say what you like.
Okay.
How exciting is that, though? If you're a Christian out there and you're thinking, hey, I'd like to go into politics one day, maybe you're young.
Yes.
It's a blessing when we have Christians who are in areas of responsibility.
Absolutely. And the thing about Kate Forbes is that she was the finance secretary, which is a really tough job. For 3 years, did a very, very good job. She's hugely respected away from the major cities of Scotland, and she is fluent in Gaelic.
Okay.
Wow.
And this is what the Scottish National Party wants to do. They want to bring back their own language.
Wow.
And she is fluent in Gaelic. She once gave a speech to Parliament in Gaelic.
Wow. Go,
love
you
to
good
hear
thing.
that.
Yeah, it's something to look up there. Well, have a look for it over at vision.org.au.
We love it, Tony, how you get to, we're talking about these days. There's a lot happening in the world these days, and it's actually really great to hear some of the things that God is doing behind the scenes that we won't hear on the mainstream media. Have you got another great example for us of something that we might have missed?
Yes, it hasn't been in the mainstream media that much, especially the new development in this story about strange bedfellows.
Yeah.
Bear Grylls and Russell Brand, a former SAS soldier, survivalist on TV, and a madcap comedian and quite a crass sort of character in his past.
Yes.
Now, Bear Grylls has just baptised Russell Brand in the River Thames. At Henley on Thames, which is where Russell Brand lives. Yes. It's a lovely place. I used to go there quite frequently when I lived in England.
Okay.
And he's posted a picture of the baptism, a photo, but you don't see Bear Grylls in it. He wants to tone it down, but he's always been a very strong supporter of the Christian faith. He's never recoiled from his Christian faith.
And I was watching him in the public eye. His faith is he's more outspoken these days. He's very strong, talking about how it's affecting his children and how he's he's wanting to see his children walk in the faith footsteps. I love some of the interviews coming out with Bear Grylls, and I love the fact that when Russell Brand announced that he was going to get baptized and he's turning to the Christian faith, a lot of people sort of step back and go, "Oh no, is this another Kanye West? Is this a thing for fame? What is going on here?" Then Bear Grylls steps in. You go, "Okay, we're going to take this a little bit more seriously."
Yeah, and some observers are saying that maybe Bear Grylls has affected his own brand by doing this.
Wow.
But we don't really know. But what he has been quoted as saying is that faith and spiritual moments in our lives are really personal. But it is a privilege to stand beside anyone when they express a humble need for forgiveness and strength from above. Friendships, when we go through tough times, are worth so much.
Sure.
And that sums that man up so well. And the thing is, what's also interesting is that Bear Grylls has been like a poster boy for the Alpha courses.
Yes.
And he's very close with the creator of the Alpha courses, Nicky Gumbel, from Holy Trinity Brompton Church, one of the biggest churches in London. It has all these young professionals flocking there. Thousands turn up every weekend. And that sort of adds to some sort of credibility about the Russell Brand conversion story. Russell Brand himself says it's been an amazing first week. He's said a lot of good sounding things, like something occurred in the process of baptism that was incredible, overwhelming. I felt changed, transitioned. This is new to me, and it's a joy to me.
Wow. Well, our prayers are with him. I think we need to put, sometimes you can, especially me, I'm talking about myself here, I can get a bit cynical when it comes to these type of media figures. I need to sort of cast that aside, hope all things, and hope that this is sincere, and pray that God is really going to be leading him with great teachers around him to bring him in further and deeper into the Christian faith. I'm talking about Russell Brand here, of course.
Yes, and as someone has written, they say, well, look, what about the woman at the well? She was also despised by her community. She had 5 husbands and lived with another man, and she was ridiculed. But then when she told her story about meeting Jesus, all these Samaritans gave their life to him.
We're praying for the same thing.
Absolutely.
Tony, so good to have you down here from the newsroom. We'll let you get back up there talking about the newsroom. We're going to cross over there now for the Vision National News headlines.
It's the best way to start your day.
Rise and shine.
With Fel and DJ on Vision.
Still, Natalie, thank you, because that's exactly how I do life.
I'm
like the DJ now. I want that song.
Don't worry.
I'm nowhere near that.
Natalie,
good, actually.
This is okay. I'm going to pull out my little soapbox for 1 second and hop up on there.
Just for a change.
We got Spin It or Pin It coming up in a moment. Then AJ Spur. We've got some great stuff happening, but just for now. This is one of the issues we have in Christian music in Australia. All right, this is one of the issues we have on radio in Christian music. We're very good at celebrating the songs and pointing everybody towards the reason for the songs, which is Jesus. We're not really good at celebrating the artist who sings them.
Well,
Because we're not about celebrity.
Well, I was going to say they probably would not mind that themselves.
Yeah.
But because often we also sing them, I mean, that probably not those songs necessarily, but in church, lots
Yes.
of songs. And you don't in church go, and this was written by...
Exactly.
You know.
It's got that church culture
So
to
that's
it.
fine.
But the problem is, I feel for the artist, because a lot of times people ring up and say, "Hey, I like this song." It goes, da 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 da, and it's by I don't know, one of the guys that you play. Like they're all hanging out together, just churning out the song.
Well,
So
I don't think they mind.
I know, but it, we don't want to go into the world of celebrity. But if there's a good song that you like, this is what I say: don't think about celebrity. Take a note of the person's name or the band's name or whatever it is, and look them up and learn a little bit about them. Not to become a big fanboy or anything like that, or a fangirl, just to encourage them and to pray for them and go, okay. All right, that guy. Oh, that's Matthew West. Okay, I know who that is now. Let's go with that. So, that's...
there we go. A bit of advice from Uncle DJ.
There we go. There's my advice. Hey, talking about advice, Spin It or Pin It coming up next, and AJ SPURR in just a moment.
Dan Bremner's No One Loves Me Like You Do. I'll say the name again so that DJ can get off his soapbox. If you like that, it was Dan Bremner's.
Yeah, spelt weird. It's a weird last
spelt
name.
weirdly, but you could look up Dan.
Yeah.
You could find out about him.
Give him a shout out.
Give
Say,
him a
hey,
sh-
Dan.
It's
I
Rise
was
and
listening
Shine
to you on
sent
Vision.
you.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go. Then Uncle DJ would
I'll be happy.
Yeah, that would.
I'll be happy with that.
I'd have to listen to less of that. But we would have more of this, which is Spin It or Pin It. Do we have our new theme song?
Oh, I've got the theme, all right. Are you ready for this? The all the way from the 70s, the brand new Spin It or Pin It theme.
A winning song is what we see.
A winning song is what we see.
Who will take the crown?
Who'll take the crown? Who's it going to be? Ready for the big chorus?
It's a bit long.
Judge on spin it or pin it.
Look.
Fold it up, don't let it drop. Which hit song will make it to the top?
I think we've got to go
The
back.
whole segment is pretty much just there.
Yeah, exactly. We've got no time now to play the songs.
Can we give them notes?
We can give them notes and say they've got to make it a little bit shorter, I think.
Okay, thank you.
Well, we're going to play you a little bit of it, and I'm putting the post up right now so you can actually vote. 2 songs going up against each other from either coast of the USA. The first one is by a man who calls himself Koki. His name is Samuel. He's bringing the 90s back with a little bit of rock and roll here. This is just the first minute or so of his new track, Today. Koki, you might have seen him on social media, blowing up on Instagram. Here he is on Spin It or Pin It.
I wanna talk about what can make you strong. Was hardly in the mood to eat, my stomach hates anxiety. I had to figure out what I was doing wrong.
All right, that gives you a little taste there of Koki. We're going to have the links up on the socials there so you can click through and have a listen to their songs on YouTube, so everyone can have a listen right there. That's today. Definitely got that 90s guitar vibe, that late 90s, early 2000s. He's bringing that sound back. Now, the next one is, it sort of tricks everybody here. It sort of tricks everybody because it starts off very mellow, and we've got Color Vault from New York, a 3-piece, 3-manner, worship leaders, and this is their track, Spinning.
I wouldn't mind if it just kept
It
with
just
this
stayed
bit.
like this. It
This
stayed like
I
this.
could handle.
But when the saxophone comes in, I'm so happy. I'm so happy for the
Are
saxophone.
you?
Yeah. Ooh, very smooth there. Color Vault with Spinning. Something with the saxophone. I'm a sucker. You don't hear enough saxophone these days. I don't know.
I do love a saxophone. I
It's-
play flute, and so every time that there is an instrument in there, I'm
Yeah.
like, do I love the song? Well,
Well-
it's not up to me.
It's up to you. Exactly. I love. The problem is, I love both of them. I love
do
both
you?
of these artists. Really do. I love them for different reasons. So please, it's time for you to vote. I'm putting the post up on our socials right now. You get to choose between Color Vault or Koki. I know. Colour Vault is this one here with spinning. Very smooth with the saxophone. Or you've got Cokie bringing the 90s back. You've got all week. We're going to tally them up on Friday. Let us know what song you like best on Spin It or Pin It.
Subscribe and listen to the Rise and Shine podcast in the free Vision app. It's easy and available everywhere.
And on the line, we've got Pinky. Hey, Pinky, where are you?
Oh, I'm back in Queensland.
Oh, finally. How many weeks away from home was it?
I think it was 9 weeks.
Oh.
I think. 8 or 9 weeks.
Is the brains talking to you, or is she happy to have you home? What's going on there?
I think she's starting to get that big stick out of the closet. Back out of home again.
Yeah. Oh, that's sweet. That's sweet.
Beautiful.
Now, Pinky, how can we help you this morning?
I'm going to bring back the old saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, spin it or bin it.
Spin it or bin it. All right,
Bin it or bin.
You're talking about the last two songs. We just talked about Cokie and Colour Vault. They're the two songs for this week for Spin It or Pin It. What are you feeling?
Mate, I love the songs. Absolutely love them. Can't even put my finger on each one's going to win, but I know what the bin it's going to be.
Oh, okay. What one?
Your introduction.
Well, hang on. My introduction needs to be bin.
Wow,
What
it
did
is
I do?
very
right?
long.
Oh, the theme song.
the theme song.
Hang on. You're talking. Hang on. You're talking about this incredible.
Piece of work there.
Now listen.
You're not a fan?
It's a bit too long and boring, isn't it?
My cassette player wasn't even made when that thing came out.
Well,
We need to get some, maybe some younger musicians on the case.
listen. Can I confess something here, Pinky? Will you
Don't tell anyone.
Don't tell anyone, Pinky. This is just between us. This theme, right, that you're hearing,
On spin it or pin it. That's right. Fold it up. Don't let it drop.
all of it, everything that you're hearing, the guitars, the vocals, everything, created by AI, created by robots.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Yeah, it sounds like it. 1940. 1940, please.
Okay, well, we need to give it some better prompts.
I told him I wanted a 70s style, television theme song.
Maybe not 70s
Well,
then.
I
Pinky,
don't know.
what would you request of the computer?
What would I request?
Yeah, what era of music should we ask it to try?
I reckon you've done a really good job of introducing spin it or pin it or bin it or whatever you wanted to call it back in the day.
No theme song.
Just go straight. Okay, I like it. Make it simple. Make it
Okay.
simple. Pinky, I like this. Spin it or bin it. The bin it is back for the theme song. We're binning the theme song. Done. I like it, Pinky. Hey, bless you, mate. So good to have you home. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, all the best to Kiwi Steve too. I'm thinking of him.
Oh, look at you truck drivers hanging out together. I love it. People connecting through Rise and Shine. Hey, coming up, talking about connecting, AJ SPURR coming up in just a moment.
Great conversations, fun, inspiration, and more. Rise and Shine with Fel and DJ on Vision.
Phil, I can see the smile on your face because your favourite's in the studio. And listen, I've got to say, she's my favourite as well.
I don't know
But-
if you can both be.
Well-
you can have your own favourite.
But
Both my favourite.
what's it say? I'm gonna quote Revelation here, but I've got something against you today.
Oh.
The floral shirt. I'm expecting the flowers. I'm expecting
DJ wore his flowers?
I'm wearing my flowers, and you've come in.
Tree's not cutting it.
Yeah.
You do.
so many
Look, you look
florals.
fantastic.
Thank you.
But I wanted the floral this morning, AJ. I'm so sorry.
I didn't get the memo.
Oh,
To let
okay.
everyone on radio know, because you often can't see what we're wearing.
No,
yeah,
exactly.
And DJ's gone
exactly.
straight to clothing. AJ looks resplendent in white,
She always does.
angelic.
Yes.
Actually.
Thank you. Thank
She
you.
does. She looks like you got something very holy and wonderful to say. Especially on the other side of Mother's Day. We've just celebrated All Things Mothers. I know that's close to your heart, AJ.
Yeah.
Did you have a nice Mother's Day?
Yeah, I did. I actually got to spend it doing what I love, watching my kids play footy.
Wow, that's not a stereotypical perfect Mother's Day. Like I was like, I want lunch and bed.
Yes.
You were out watching the footy.
Yes, well, it could have been worse. Last year I was on tuck shop duty at the game on Mother's Day. So this year at least I got the day off because it was an away game.
Yes.
And so I could just enjoy every moment,
Now,
every kick.
wow.
What we got everybody all over Australia listening. They want to know what code have you got the young fellas into? What are they playing?
They are playing AFL.
Okay, so a lot
my
of
husband
running.
would be proud. He's an AFL guy.
Yeah,
so,
awesome.
Yep, he'd think that was very good
I
parenting.
had never seen a game of AFL before I met my husband. I had no idea what I was was getting myself into. But now I have coached, I have managed teams, I am the biggest cheerleader.
Really?
I am all about it.
Oh, wow.
What's it like coaching? Because I've never taken on a coach role.
Do you know, it was under sixes and it was like herding cats.
Yes.
I looked around the field for my back line and it was missing. They'd just gone to the toilet.
Yeah.
The whole back
Taking
line.
themselves to the...
What are you going to do about that? Jump in there with some skill?
Now let's really separate you from half of the Australian listeners already, because you've said AFL or the dyed in the wool NRL rugby union league. They're going to be like, oh, I'm disappointed with AJ. now let's separate the rest of them. As a newly minted AFL supporter,
Yeah.
who's your team?
Oh, this is going to this is going to change your opinion of me.
No.
DJ, do you have a team?
I officially.
Do you even know the team?
I know the teams because I've lived in Victoria. I am totally impartial when it comes to sport.
He doesn't
I
have
do
it.
not care at all.
So you couldn't go
good.
wrong with.
Yeah.
Okay. Collingwood Magpies.
Oh, get out of the
Right?
studio. Get out of
only
here.
team
That's the only team I would say,
you know
but
what?
please don't be a
I'll
Collingwood
give you a
supporter.
bonus parenting hack.
Okay.
My husband was a mad Collingwood supporter. I had no idea.
well.
Oh, so you've inherited from him.
I've married into
his
it. My
fault.
children were born into it.
Yeah.
But I tell you, if you want to give your kids good practice for standing up for their faith,
Yeah.
choose the most infamous team in the league and make that your team. Because by the time people say to them, oh, you're a Christian, they'll be like, listen, I'm a Collingwood supporter. You can't hurt me.
You can't talk me out of anything.
And hopefully they can shine a light into that very dark pit that is the Collingwood supporters
Listen, I think Craig McRae has done a great job gentrifying the team, and the captain is just such a gentleman. There's so much to like about Collingwood at the moment.
Anybody
Let me
who's
say that.
listening to me now talking about sport is rolling in their grave. They're like, no way.
They're certainly rolling their
How did
eyes.
we get here?
Exactly. All right, well, let's take a quick moment, listen to some music. We'll be back on the other side and we'll get into some Mother's Day thoughts here.
So, AJ, we were just talking about your Mother's Day, which was very much sport focused.
Yeah.
You were on mum duties, cheering on the sideline. Are you an active, are you a cheerer, over the top
Oh,
cheerer?
yeah. Oh, my goodness.
You're
yeah.
embarrassing.
Yes, I am.
Oh, boy.
Tell me, though, you've got a bit of a spiritual element that you've been able to pull out of this for us.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think for all mums, especially sporting mums, a lot of us spent Mother's Day on the football field. But a couple of weekends ago, it was a Saturday afternoon. It was raining. I just wanted to be under a doona watching a movie.
Definitely.
I was caddying for my eldest son playing in a golf competition.
Oh, wow.
What? Wait. Okay.
You weren't
all right.
even under a tree.
No, I was under an umbrella, and he did this shot over a dam, and it was even the best golfers struggle to get it onto the other side, and he made it. And I was just watching this, and then it's kind of like the sky opened. There was this light shining, and I felt God say to me, serving your son in this moment is an act of worship.
Wow.
And I think there's something so spiritual and holy about mums giving up their Saturday, giving up their Mother's Day, serving our kids, and giving them the opportunity to learn. Their bodies are capable of incredible things, and we can nurture that. And they learn so much about themselves and about teamwork and caring for others. And, as I was walking along in the rain, caddying for my son, a grandmother walked up to me. She was caddying for her grandson, and he has autism. He's on the spectrum, and he can have moments of throwing golf clubs and getting upset. And she said, I just want to tell you that when my son plays golf with your son, he's a different boy because your son treats him so kindly, is so patient with him, and he feels safe. And so he doesn't have those outbursts when he's playing with your son. And I got to see that. So when you're at home and you see them with their siblings, you're like, whoa, who is this child? But when you hear good things like that from other people, and you realise sport has such an incredible way of showing what your character is and helping develop character. And as mums, we get to watch that play out in front of us. It was just such a special moment.
I love it. Question: Is he sponsored by anybody with his golfing yet?
Not yet.
So if we get some Rise and Shine stickers for the bag, his golf bag, I know you'll be carrying it around for him.
Yes.
But we can get him an
He did
official.
come second in
Okay.
this
Hey,
golf.
watch out!
And he thanked his caddy
Oh, well.
in his acceptance speech.
I like it. I like
Did you
it.
do a whoop whoop?
Yeah, that's me, everybody.
I love this. I love this. We could have the next Tiger Woods on our hands or something like that.
Cam Smith.
Yeah, exactly.
Golf is a good game to be good at, actually.
Yeah. It could be funding my retirement, so I'm very happy to support
A
him.
number of reasons to support that.
Yes.
Yeah, ulterior motives coming out here.
Yes.
No, I like this. I like this. We might sponsor the young fella and get some right. I think he'd look good with a Vision T-shirt on, maybe some Rise and Shine.
Yeah, I could see that.
Okay.
A nice polo.
I like it. I like it.
Oh, well.
Now, if people want to hear more from you, AJ, and want to contact you, the best place to go is your website,
Yeah, seeinggod.au.
seeinggod.com.au.
Or .au. They'll both take you there.
Just
Wow,
.au.
how cool
Yeah,
are
it's
you,
the new
AJ?
thing.
She's a
Look
bit
out.
cool.
Look out. She's got the new technology. Seeing God is what you want to remember there. Seeinggod.com.au or just.au if you're up with the new digital trends like AJ is. AJ, always wonderful to have you in here. I'm going to be, I'll make sure I forward in triplicate the request for more floral in the future.
You need to make that more
But,
clear.
Yeah.
You look beautiful, AJ.
You look fantastic. You look fantastic. And she always looks
Not that
fantastic.
it's all about looks, though. It's about being beautiful on the inside, and we're thankful for the wisdom of God that she brings.
Oh, AJ, you're absolutely fantastic. Seeinggod.au is the website. Now, talking about seeing things in a totally different way.
Okay.
In just a moment, we're going to get on the line a couple of Australian graffiti writers,
Wow.
street artists,
Okay.
who are both Christians, both ministers of the gospel. And what have they got to tell Australia and the world about an incredible project that they've got happening?
Rise and Shine with Fel and DJ on Vision.
I'm very excited, Phil, because in a little moment, we're going to get a couple of mates of mine. One of my best friends, Matthew, a.k.a. Mystery, legendary graffiti writer, hip-hop dude, and pastor from Sydney. He's got an event happening around the world.
Dude, an official title.
Yeah,
Is that
it is for
called
me.
like a hip hop dude.
It
sounds like
well,
that.
in the scene, he would be called a head, hip-hop heads. He's one of the heads. Yeah, like it's again. So
Okay, there's a whole different world that I'm nowhere near aware of.
We're
Yeah.
going to have some questions around the lingo and the names and everything like that. I know, but they've got an amazing event happening around the world this weekend. We'll get into that in a moment. Plus, we need you to play Saints of the Century with us. If you want to challenge Abby, our carryover champion, give us a call 1-800-316-316. Coming up in just a moment, we are messengers, and then the world of Christian graffiti. Oh, listen, it's all happening. My two worlds are colliding into each other here, my Christian radio world and my great love of Christian hip-hop around the world here. On the line with us this morning, two great friends. We have Matthew in Sydney, a.k.a. Mystery, graffiti writer extraordinaire. And then coming to us from Queensland, we have Joel, a.k.a., I hope I'm pronouncing this right, Reboz. Have I got that right, Joel? I'm getting a nod. Yeah, I got it there.
Sorry, we've got a whole bunch of names being thrown at us here.
Well, this is a good start.
So for those who don't have a clue, like myself, where do these street names come from? What do they mean?
They are synonymous with our previous lives of crime.
Okay, I guess that makes more sense.
No, there's actually a couple of different reasons. So initially when hip-hop culture started in the Bronx and ghettos of the US, people wanted names that sort of empowered themselves. So they were like Grandmaster Flash or Grand Wizard Theodore or Queen Latifah and things like that. But also for the graffiti side of things, you know, if you're writing your real name on the wall, you're going to have the police knocking on your door. You know what I mean? So you use a pseudonym, you know?
Yeah.
Okay.
So many moons ago, Matthew, you picked up the pseudonym Mystery. That's spelt with an I.
So it's a bit like a superhero name.
It's an alias. It's an alias.
That plus the cape and you're all set to go.
Well, you know,
I like that.
I've seen some of the fashion that the boys get around
Oh,
with, and we won't go there.
So Joel, where does Reboz, because it sounds like Reebok to me, Reboz with a Z though, is that right? Where does that come from?
Yeah. So I was a little funny kid in Sydney, and Sober was my name that the older boys gave me when I was drinking up with them, being 11 years old.
Wow.
And I didn't like the name Sober because there was another cat hidden up sober in Sydney. at the time, so I changed it to Zoba. I didn't like that, so Zoba spelled backwards is Rebos.
Wow.
The reverse of your old life there. I love the.
And that started at 11. So you started quite young.
Yeah, well, that's why they named me sober, because I was never sober.
Wow. Wow.
And this is why I love, bringing you guys to the rest of Australia and what you're doing, because, I was just up in Cairns, of all places, and I'm chatting to a lot of pastors, ministers and families in Cairns, and they're like, and I had literally mums who've heard, some of the people have heard Pastor Warren on the show and other things, and they're saying, coming up to me, and they're talking to me about crosswords. They're talking to me about hip hop ministry. Can they come to Cairns? Because the young people at really young ages are getting involved in drinking, drugs, crime, graffiti, and they're looking for a positive
outlet,
looking for an outlet. So as reformed street kids, as reformed guys who've been on the street with some pretty sketchy past there, and now as men who are ministers of the gospel and want to see that whole area, that whole culture redeemed, what have you guys got launching around the world right now?
Well, one of the things that we've tried to do is not in a tokenistic way, but adapt to whatever is current. And without selling things out, using technology or bits and pieces, and graffiti obviously has changed over the years. Initially, people just saw it live, initially on trains and walls and bits and pieces. Then magazines became a thing, and so people would post, their actual photos, hard copy photos, to magazines. Magazines would print them and distribute them all around the world. Nowadays, graffiti is very much an Instagram thing, and so and TikTok and all that sort of social media platforms. And so we were just thinking, well, what can we do to get in people's faces? And so last year we did the first Blessed Peacemakers, and so obviously it's a pun or parody on Matthew 5:9, blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called children of God. But when we do graffiti, when we do a big wall, it's called a piece. It's spelled Piece. So blessed are the peacemakers. And I just sort of like put it out there to as many Christian graffiti writers that I knew around the world and said, on this one weekend, get together with your mates, paint a wall, do a design, do a sketch, whatever, and just hashtag it and post it on social media. And so last year, the first time, we had 55 artists from 11 different countries around the world.
Wow.
And the aim being to fill the feed, the Instagram feed, with Christian content. And so that was the first one. And since then, other people have popped up out of the woodwork and go, oh yeah, I'm a Christian graffiti writer from Brazil or, Nicaragua, like places that we had no contact, but they saw what we did, made contact with us, and so we'll see how it goes this year,
So it's
happening.
Sorry, Matt. It's happening this weekend. Blessed Peacemakers, part 2 is happening this weekend.
Coming in over the line, we have Matthew and Joel, otherwise known as Mystery and Reboz.
Oh, look at you! Street
pretty
cred,
cool. I mean,
street cred's just gone through the roof. The other mums at pickup at school are going to go.
Just wait for
yeah,
that.
exactly.
Well, actually, mums of Australia, we should adopt this and have some cool names going on. The school pickup will never be the same. Our kids will be completely humiliated, but we'll think.
I love it. Cool. No, it's good. It's good. I love it. Well, we've got Mystery and Reboz. You were telling us about the second annual Blessed Peacemakers. So tell us first, if people are interested in this and they want to go to Instagram to look this up, where can they go?
So yeah, they just need to go onto Instagram and just follow Blessed Peacemakers, but it's spelled blessed normally, and then peace is Piece, and then makers, normal spelling as well.
So if you put in blessed space peacemakers, you'll find it should pop up. There's underscores under between the words.
Yeah, and both Joel and I are part of a ministry called Crosswords as well. So Crosswords is spelled hip-hop spelling as well. So it's KROWWORDS. SSWERDZ.
Wow. Have you guys considered a dictionary?
Well, I went to school in Bankstown, and I didn't do well in the spelling bees, but also it helps. It's easier to get a domain name.
Yeah, and we've already heard what Joel was doing at 11 years old out there on the street.
true.
So
Oh,
it's all good. It's all good. We can adopt there.
So, Matthew, though, can I ask?
Yeah.
Because this is completely new to me. I know DJ's been in this world. There's a couple of questions I'm curious about. One is, do you legally find spots for these to go in, for these pieces to be, or are you just going around and tagging walls here, there, and everywhere?
Yeah, that might be a bit of a conflict of interest. So we do legal walls. Yes.
Okay.
Otherwise, it sends mixed messages. Yeah.
So do churches say, "Hey, I'd love one of these pieces on my facility for youth"? Is that how it goes?
Sometimes. So in Sydney, we're painting a church wall.
Okay.
Initially, we were just going to do a council wall. We'd lined it up. Obviously, working with council, we couldn't do anything sort of too Christian themed.
Right.
But because we're doing a church, we're going to basically just do all the words saying Jesus, Yeah. And I'm not sure what the Queensland guys are doing. They've got a wall lined up as well.
We've got a legal wall.
You've got a legal wall. Good to hear.
Reboz, tell us a little bit, and I love your heart around this. When you're doing a wall and you've got young people, Christians out there, painting up there, what's the impact to the kids who, the kids who, let's be honest, that mums and dads are taking a second look at when they're crossing the street going, gee, they look a bit sketchy. They're obviously going to be very interested in what you're doing. How's the conversation go? How's how's the spirit behind it there?
Yeah, look, it's for us, we don't judge. We know God's the ultimate judge at the end of the day, and we know there's influences to every action with young people, but at the same time, we know we're called to love and accept young people, and they do find that place of belonging when they're rocking with us, and I guess the main part there is a lot of the kids actually are misfits and ones that are kind of discarded. And in fact, in the Youth Detention Centre, Disciple Nat, he and Resident were running for many years a graffiti program where they did murals with young people. And that's where my wife Pids as well. There's a brand new Youth Detention Centre in Waco, and every section in the detention center has a mural that the young people have done with our facilitator, and it's hanging high above in the section there. So it really does give people a place of belonging, but at the same time, there's foundations and there's history lessons that go in hand. So it's not about teaching a kid to graffiti, but it's teaching them the skill sets. It's not an easy thing to do, but at the same time, there's a lot of the times young people hitting up their names on walls is them saying that I'm here, I matter, I'm a person, and acknowledge me basically. And we all do it, sometimes we write on the wall like Joe was here, Reboz was here, 2019. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just basically, and Matt taught me this as well. It's you saying that you matter, you are here. And we just acknowledge that in young people's lives and be a bridge to connecting them back into a place where they can come to, but at the same time develop. So it's not where we stay being in a piece, but hey, can we develop into an actual masterpiece and then learn how to do characters, learn how to, potentially get paid for this as a career as opposed to, being locked up for it. And that's stuff that Matt, with his experiences, really taught us. And we're working with councils and organizations around it to do murals and stuff. So
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, that's basically it in a nutshell.
Joel, Matt, we've run out of time. We're going to put the links up on our socials there, Blessed Peacemakers. I know there's going to be people listening around Australia who are going to be thinking they've either got questions or the lights are going off on their head saying, we need you to come to our town. We need you to facilitate, something for our people there. I'll put all the links on our social media where people can get in touch with you. If you want to get in touch with Mystery or Reboz, Matthew or Joel there, or any of the Crosswords team, wherever you are around Australia, please get in touch with us. And I'm happy to play the middleman there and put you in contact. But Guys, thank you so much. Matt, I know you're not well. You're looking rugged
up.
You're looking rugged up there. Joel, you're looking fantastic in the Queensland weather as always. But thank you so much for your time, fellas.
Thank you. And please, you can make contact with us on Blessed Peacemakers. Just send us a message. We're always looking for walls around the country. It's hard to get legal walls, and especially ones where we can do faith-based themes. So we'd love to hear from people, and please follow us as well.
Yeah. Done. Consider it done. Thank you, fellas. Right now, we are into the Vision national news headlines across Australia on Rise and Shine.
Across Australia, this is Rise and Shine with Fel and DJ on Vision.
That was very serious.
Yeah, very
serious. It made me feel like I should come in like this.
Yes, this is the news report hour here.
Time for our curtain call,
Yeah.
which is your choice to take us into the day. A very important song, you could say.
Yeah, well, this one has come through via text and a phone call. A little while ago, we talked to the very lovely Cindy, and we had some trouble actually placing the song that she wanted because she had a few different ones, but they were all from the New Zealand group Parachute Band.
I love Parachute Band.
Yeah,
We're up with them.
We love the Parachute Band. They've got some great numbers here, but the problem for Cindy is that I think she'd gotten rid of all of her CD covers to make it, less clutter in the house.
Yes.
She's gone very minimal.
Oh, I like that.
And so when she's telling me I like track 1 or I like track 9, I'm like, well, I don't know where those are.
So da-da-da, you could do instead.
She could have done a da-da-da-da-da.
Just sing the song, not hum the song.
So we've dug through, and I'm pretty sure this is the one that she wanted, or one of the ones we wanted. Cindy, this is going out to you this morning. Parachute Band can turn this up. Everybody around Australia can dance along to this one of our favourites. So glad. Parachute Band going out to Cindy, your curtain call.
Parachute Band.
Let's go!
Going out to Cindy. I'm still bopping here.
Yeah,
I love that song.
It's got that 90s, almost a little bit of Chicago house, a little bit of New Jack Swing vibe to it, but all together, just entirely funky. Something we needed on our Tuesday. You didn't know you needed it.
It's a bit of saxophone. Does it have saxophone in it?
It had a bit of horns. I don't know if they were real horns or fake horns, but either way, love that one. Thank you, Cindy, for requesting Parachute Band this morning. Get your curtain calls into us. Now, I'll tell you what, I'm heading out from here, heading upstairs to my desk. I have got a ton of posts to do, social media.
We will be head down all day.
I've got a lot of work to do because I've got to catch up on all these people applying for the to get into the private group here. I think there's another 50 who are trying to we've got a tidal wave happening here with our social media. So stick around. Make sure you're watching our social media, Rise and Shine and Vision Radio. We've got Spin It or Pin It going up. We've got all the links to AJ SPURR and the Blessed Peacemakers, Mystery and Reboz, who we talked to, with this incredible Christian graffiti movement happening around the world this weekend. I saw it last year. Blew my socks off.
Well, I've just pressed follow.
Okay.
So I'll be following along. It'll be the funkiest thing in my feed this weekend for sure.
It was. Look, I'll tell you what. And I don't want to get all. I'm not trying to get all super Spiro woo woo about it, as I like to explain. But I think there's something really, really incredible when all these different towns all around the world have these big pieces up that just say Jesus everywhere.
For sure.
Jesus Christ everywhere. At the very least, it's going to stop people, going, hang on, what's going on here? And get some conversation started. And that's the best thing. It can only
be a good thing when you're proclaiming the name of Jesus in a number of different forms.
I think we've got to get Mystery, who was not feeling so great today, Matthew, who we spoke to, we've got to get him back on because he does a class on the history of Christian graffiti. And you know where he starts? The very first start. He said the first appearance of graffiti in the world.
Is it in the Bible somewhere?
Yes.
Okay.
Someone wrote on a wall.
Oh, God.
Bang. In the book of Daniel. He goes, that's the first example we got of graffiti in the history of the world. It's God taking his finger and writing on the wall.
Okay.
I love that.
Some people might think a long bow, but whatever works.
When he's teaching young kids that from all different backgrounds, you see their eyes like,
and people know Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Exactly,
They're pretty cool characters.
Love that. So make sure you go follow them. Blessed Peacemakers. We're going to have the links up on our social media. Make sure you follow along there. Do a search and a like on Facebook. Thank you so much for everybody who's called in and everybody who's listened today. We'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning.
Bye-bye.
song is what we seek. Who will take the crown this week? You're the judge on spin it or pin it.
That's right.
Vote it up, don't let it drop. Which hit song will make it to the top? Spin it or pin it.
Thanks for taking time to listen to this audio on demand from Vision Christian Media. To find out more about us, go to vision.org.au.